So I'm on the exercise routine again. I was kind of like picking up some bad habits, and I was kind of delving into the sugar. I was delving back into, as I showed in my previous video, I have allergies to powders, face powder, eyeshadow, things like that, right? So I have allergies to that, or allergic reactions. Whether I'm allergic to it or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't suit me well. But I've kind of been picking up some bad habits, and one of them is eating sugar products. I do not eat potato chips or pretzels or things like that, things that are high in sodium or high in trans fats, okay? So I don't. And I have received, over a period of time, I've received like gifts, little gifts that were, small things of potato chips, those little snack packs, and I haven't eaten them, and I am going to give them away as a gift to someone else who, just as a little treat, because I can't eat them. However, I've been kind of like delving into, if you could say it that, or kind of treating myself every once in a while, because I feel, what's the word? I can't say I'm influenced, but what I can say is that when you're in a certain dynamic, okay, group dynamic or whatever dynamic, you pick up the behaviors of those around you. And so, not going for my walks, having a more sedate lifestyle, drinking a lot of coffee, eating a lot of sugar products, eating a lot of trans fats, being gifted with things that are not good for my health. And I kind of had to look at myself in the mirror and say, you know what? You got to stop that crap. You got to stop that crap, because look where it got you before. I was a heavy smoker. I ate a lot of trans fats. I ate a lot of sugars. I ate a lot of treats, a lot of things like that. And so I have to take control of my life. And not only my life, I have to take control of my thoughts. I have to take control of my life, period, in every aspect, mentally, physically, emotionally, okay? And I will not, because I've had a history of a lot of ups and downs and a lot of emotional anxiety as I was growing up and things, and I'm not going to get into it. Never mind. It's my experience, okay? So I've dealt with a lot of times where my self-confidence was trampled into the ground. And so now that I'm in my 60s, be damned if I'm going to let somebody kind of put my self-confidence down, okay? So I make these videos because it gives me something to do. It helps me to have, a bit of an album about my healing process. And trust me, this has been a process, and I'm working it. And I'm utilizing it. I walk the walk and I talk the talk. Simple as that, okay? But I cannot handle, and I will not put up with, someone degrading what it is that I've achieved, or that I'm planning on achieving, or that I have put my effort into. And lately, I've been receiving, everybody has a dynamic in certain relationships, okay? And sometimes you have to be respectful of what the other person thinks or what the other person feels. And if there's a topic that individual is not willing to compromise on, okay, and there is a particular topic that I'm not willing to compromise on. And I mean, one of them is my videos. I make these videos for my own benefit. I make these videos if someone wants to watch them and see what it's truly like to have to struggle with, bringing your body back to a solid place, to a healthy place, from being, a heavy smoker, and I drank, and I ate a lot of trans fats and junk food, right? And I had a lot of stress. And I didn't have the ability to change it at that point in time. Okay, well, I have that ability now. And I do have the ability to kind of look you in the face and say, you can't cross that boundary with me. Don't even attempt to put my self-confidence down, because that makes it even stronger, because I have been there and done that a few times. And I will not allow anyone, man, woman, child, dog, cat, goldfish, to put my self-confidence down. Now, No one says I'm perfect at these videos, and no one says I know how to do lighting, and no one says, I mean, I was informed that I did a video with my cat, and I was informed that my cat was in the video too much. Well, you know what? Okay. Okay, but I love my cat, so it is what it is. You could just skim that part. You could move forward in that part, okay? But I think what's happening is, I think there must have been, I don't know, is there a retrograde or something? Mercury in retrograde or whatever it is? Because everyone yesterday was very touchy and very ignorant and very kind of mean-speaking. There was, I ran into a situation at a local library that I was at. And I had signed out a movie. And the movie was just it was disgusting. And so I was talking, I handed it to the girl who worked at the library, and I was discussing it with her, and I was saying, you know, this movie is very vile, and I found it very disgusting. Well, I'm the type of person, when I talk, my what's the word, inflections in my voice, I have a very expressive personality. The girl behind the counter knew I wasn't directing it at her. She knew I was talking about the movie, and she was like shaking her head, and we were having a conversation. I had just finished saying I thought the movie was vile, and I turned around to go, and there was a lady walking, actually she had been at the librarian's desk prior to me. And so she had forgot something, I think, and she was going back to her car or whatever, and she had said something to the girl, and then she had turned around, she was leaving. And as she heard me say, I thought the movie was vile, right? She turned around, she says, well, then don't watch it. Put it back on the shelf. And I was like, what? And even the girl kind of looked at her and was kind of like, what are you talking about, right? So she came toward me. I'm a country girl. Okay, I'm a country girl. I'll stand my ground. I stood there, and she came like walking really fast. I can't say ran at me, but she walked pretty fast toward me, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here, right? I was kind of like taken aback, but I was guarded. And she went up to the librarian, and she said, give me that, I'll put it back on the shelf. She took it from the librarian. I was like, oh my God. And the librarian took it back, and she said, no, I don't need your help. I was like, oh my God, what in the name of God is going on? Just what I'm saying, right? And so, so I moved back from the librarian's desk, and the girl gave it back to the librarian, and then she kind of stormed out. And I said, what was that all about? And she goes, I just don't think it's right. And she gave me this dirty look, and I was like, well, then mind your own business. Like, really? Like, if you don't like what I'm saying, don't listen. Walk, go. Whatever, right? And so she stormed out of the library, but I was like, what? So there must have been a moon phase or something going on yesterday, because everybody was touchy, including me. So, but I picked up on subtle nuances in my circle of energy with, people that I was communicating with, and some of the things that were said, I vehemently disagreed with. I have no anger toward anyone or any individual, but I do know that at my age and in my circumstances, I'm content. I would love to be part of a group, and I am going to be. So I'm going to try to get involved in that, but I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the things that were said to me the other day. There's nothing wrong with me, mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, nothing wrong with me. Okay, absolutely. I mean, physically, yes, okay. Physically, I'm disabled. I do have high blood pressure, but it's part of, what would you say? I mean, this happened to me because of my not paying attention to my diet, smoking heavy. I drank alcohol, like, whenever I wanted. I didn't have a problem with it, but I abused those things in life that we're allowed to do legally. Okay. I mean, I didn't get into heavy chemicals or anything like that, but I am not one of these people that think that you need to take chemicals to heal an illness. I believe that your body heals it, and I mean, I'm living proof of it. I do have issues with my teeth. I do have issues with. There's a few eye problems that I'm having concerns about, but that's because of the infection that I had, the allergy. But I choose not to take chemicals, and I choose to lead a very active lifestyle. So I'm not a wallflower, okay? I'm not going to sleep all day and stay awake all night, and I'm going to get involved in my life. That is exactly who I am. I'm a very dynamic, I'm a very engaging, I'm a very trustworthy, I'm a very honest individual. I'm perfectly content with where I am. I don't need to have tons of friends. What I need is friends who are loyal, honest, truthful, respectful, and sure as hell not bossy. Yeah. So, I might be the mothery type to my kids, but I don't need a mother. I grew up, basically to learn things on my own. I learned by hook or by crook, okay? I learned the hard way. I don't need somebody pressuring me to believe what they believe. And so when you get into a dynamic, certain groups of friends, I mean, when I was a young person, the people around me smoked and they drank and they partied, and I got into that lifestyle. I delved into it. Sure, why not? I was young. I thought I had the world by the balls. I mean, I just, I learned. I learned the hard way. But at 64 years of age, there is no way in hell that I'm going to let anyone waltz into my life and break down my confidence. Never. It's not going to happen again, okay? I'm fully confident in what I'm doing, what I'm learning, and I have no qualms about signing up for a course and learning about more health regimes or anything that is going to benefit me. I got no problem with that at all. And, even at 64, if I had the funds, I would start a business. And I've already had one. I got no problem with that. I got no problem with starting over again. Okay, I think I'm worth it. And I think that I'm worth the focus and the effort that I put into my life. And I'm not going to have anyone tell me that effort or that focus is not up to par. Okay, so here's the thing. My videos are not professional. It's far from professional as possible. The lighting is crap. Some of the conversations maybe you find boring, and if you do, fast forward or go to the next video, or you know what? Look at another channel. I don't care. But if there's something that I say that rings true with you, if there's something that I say that intrigues you, okay? If there's something that I say, basically even just watching my journey and how I'm healing from the illnesses that I had, if that interests you, then continue to watch. But if you find that the videos are too full of my cat, or too long-winded, or too boring, don't watch them. Just like that lady at the library said, if you don't like it, put it back on the shelf. So I can't disagree with what she said, but she certainly didn't need to say it to me because I'd already watched the video. So I was planning on putting it back on the shelf after it was checked in. So, the truth is, if you don't like it, fast forward. So I shall see you on the next video. Right now, I've got 70 sit-ups to do, and I think I need it. So I'm going to have my 6 ounces of water. Of course, I'm going to take a little bit of saline or a little bit of pink Himalayan salt, put it on my finger, put it on my tongue, and then drink down my 6 ounces of water. And the big reason why is because I was dehydrated, because I was drinking way too much coffee, having too many coffee breaks. And so I have to get back to basics, back to Texas there. So first thing in the morning, I have 1 coffee. That's it, no more. After that, it's water and ashwagandha or water and lemon. Okay, simple as that. I do have some cranberry juice that I'm using with pomegranate in it. So watered down, of course, but I will not be relinquishing the control of my life, my confidence, my abilities, nor my videos. So I shall see you in the next video. The good Lord be willing.